Howdy there, folks. You're listening to another exciting episode of You're Not My Father. Coming to you not so live from our studios here in Anchorage, Alaska. Get ready. I'm a podcast superstar. Welcome back, true believers. Here's another episode of You're Not My Father. The one where we get back from vacation and work and talk all about where we've been. Say hello, Sophia.
Hello.
So tell everybody else what you've been doing for the last week. Where did you go?
Hawaii.
Hawaii.
Yes.
Okay. Monosyllabic. Where in Hawaii? Give us some more.
Kona.
What is Kona?
Kona is an island.
Okay. Just so for the listeners at home, she's trying to talk to me with blinking, and unfortunately, blinking doesn't translate very well.
What am I supposed to say?
Tell us more about where you were. What did you do?
I ate a malasada.
What is a malasada?
A donut.
Oh, right. Is that the Portuguese thing?
No idea.
Oh, okay. But it's like a donut.
It's a different kind of donut.
Okay. All right. Well, I will try to explain what happened. So I ended up having to go to do a work conference down in Fort Lauderdale, which for all practical purposes for most people, it's basically just Miami, outer Miami. Apologies to people that may live in Fort Lauderdale. So we needed to be there for a week. So our good friend and essentially Alaskan family, Aunt Angie, was very cool and just amazing to be able to watch our kids, Conan and Sophia, while we were gone. Well, one of the amazing things that she did was she booked a mileage ticket for all of them to fly to Hawaii. So whenever they were flying to Hawaii, we were flying all the way across the country to Florida. So that made for an interesting time. So we all kind of left probably about a day apart. They left earlier than us, and then we all came back the same night, probably within about an hour of each other. So it was pretty neat. We were like, I don't know, how many hours apart? 6, I think. No, there's no way we were 3 hours apart. 2 hours from Alaska time in Hawaii, and then 4 hours from Alaska to Eastern time. So that's 6 hours. So by the time we were going to bed, like at midnight, you were probably getting home and eating, maybe?
I don't know.
Well, I do. That's why you were getting text messages really early in the morning.
Like that one time you called me at 1 a.m.
Right. It was like 7 o'clock in the morning for me. And I'd just woken up, and for some reason it seemed like you had just texted me. So I figured you guys had just gone to bed or something. I don't know.
The internet was bad there, so it probably just came through.
Yeah. Most people probably don't think about Hawaii as like the internet needs to be good, but yeah. What else did you guys do besides internet?
Got sunburnt.
And why would you get sunburned?
Because I was in the sun.
Okay. Well, okay. So how an interview kind of works, and forgive the introduction to interviews 101, is, other people on this side, the other side of the mic.
How else would I get sunburnt?
Well, that's the thing. People don't know. Okay, let me explain what an interview is. I ask you questions. You try to be as descriptive as possible. So if I say you went to Hawaii, you're like, yes. What'd you do in Hawaii? Got sunburned. How? How else would you think? it's not. It doesn't make for a very good interview. Okay, so what we want
But
to
it also doesn't make a good interview if there's dumb questions.
well, what I'm trying to get across is like, how did you get sunburned? What the answer I was looking for was something along the lines of like, hey, we went swimming every day and it was so awesome. And we went to the beach, and so we were outside so long, we just kind of got sunburned. As opposed to, how do you think I got sunburned? The sun. We're trying to tell stories here, stories that people can relate to and understand, not eye blinking and monosyllabic answers. Yes, no, maybe, Hawaii,
Malasadas.
malasada.
I got a guava flavored one. I didn't taste any guava. It just tasted like a donut.
So tell me about the donut shops in Hawaii. Are they the same as everything else, or what was different about them?
They had a gift shop there.
They had a gift shop
Yeah.
in the donut shop.
Yes.
Okay. Well, how else were they different? Did they do any other crazy Hawaiian things there, or? I mean, your first time being in Hawaii, I'm sure there were some
Instead of
differences.
giving us cream, they gave us black coffee there.
Cream?
Yeah, like those tiny little containers of cream. You had to ask for them or else they wouldn't have given it to you.
Oh, okay. So you were drinking coffee and they didn't give you cream in your coffee.
Yeah.
Okay. I was thinking
coffee
like
shop here, they would have automatically given you cream. Like,
Okay.
even if you didn't ask for it, cream.
For some reason I was thinking, because you obviously, I haven't been to Hawaii since I was 1, I think, so I
I
didn't
haven't
remember
been to
squat.
Hawaii since last week.
Well, the reason why I bring that up is like, you were like, they didn't give you the cream. I was like, do you go to donut shops and they give you some cream? So, but is there anything weird, or was it just like a standard donut shop?
It was very expensive compared to everything else there.
Expensive donuts. So I guess the real question is how good were they?
They tasted good even though I didn't taste the flavoring. There was something called, it was supposed to be some type of lemon thing, but it wasn't a lemon at the same time. I forgot what it was called, but it's like a sour, more sour, more sour
More sour.
than an actual lemon.
Yo, let me get the Hawaiian more sour lemon.
I had that and that was pretty good, but the guava one that I had, I didn't taste any guava. That was probably because I hadn't tasted a plain malasada, so I don't know.
So tell me about the beaches and the swimming and stuff like that, because surely those beaches are different than probably what you saw in Florida, though, right?
Yeah, most people think in Hawaii, every island is just white sand beaches and pristine oceans. But in reality, there's lots of rocks there on the beach, and there's some white sand beaches, but most of them aren't. On Oahu, there's more white sand beaches, but most of the islands don't have very many. Like, one of the beaches that we went to, it had black sand. And that was really cool.
So it sounds like on Kona, there's probably more volcanic activity, and so
There's an active volcano there that was really close to where we were staying.
Did you see any smoke or anything
No.
coming from it? No. Okay.
I mean, we saw smoke, but that was because someone was grilling stuff, so.
The volcano grill.
I got a bunch of cool shells there. I saw this one. It didn't look real, so I'm not sure if it is real or not, but might be.
Did you see anybody surfing?
I went technically surfing. It was a boogie board, but that's kind of surfing, so.
Well, like surfing, like where somebody's standing up on it and they're
No.
riding. No, okay. Honestly, I'm The only thing I know about Hawaii is movies, Brady Bunch, YouTube, Hawaii Five-O, Magnum, that type of stuff. So Kona is a mystery to me. I don't know if I've ever seen a movie or show that had Kona in it. Honestly, the only thing I really know about Kona is Kona coffee.
Yeah. Uncle Jim has a coffee farm.
No. Did you get to taste any of that coffee?
No.
No. I guess
Possibly if I got the coffee at the donut shop was Kona coffee, but since it wasn't as expensive, I doubt it. Because Kona coffee, currently, since there's not much of it, it's like $50 per pound currently. So,
Wow.
yeah.
That's expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Well, our beaches in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, was interesting. So, we've been to Destin before. So Destin is very white, flaky, sandy beach. It's
Sand.
yeah. It's really clear white sand, almost like a powder. And so growing up on that side of the Florida, I was used to that. But the last time I was in Tampa, it wasn't quite as white. It was maybe more like a white but kind of goldish color. And so
Like a little tannish.
yeah, probably something like that. And Miami Fort Lauderdale was pretty much the same thing. Although I will say that the sky was far more beautiful than Panama City or Destin ever was. Some of those sunsets were, yeah, I mean, every once in a while they were kind of cool, but in Miami area, it was almost like pictures that you painted. Like it had like the pinks and the bright blues and the gold colors and that type of stuff. It was pretty awesome. So what about Hawaii and Kona? With the sunsets and sunrises pretty awesome, or what would you think?
I never got to see a sunrise, but the sunsets, they were this bright orange and yellow, and the water would always be this really, like, bright teal at, like, about dusk or whatever it's called.
Mm-hmm. That's cool. Well, everybody says, Hawaii is amazing. But, I couldn't tell you all the reasons why people say that, but Florida probably gets like a close second, to beaches and whatnot. So where we stayed at was a place called Margaritaville. So if you've ever heard Jimmy Buffett, it's Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville. It was a nice little resort. Not really so big, but lots of interesting places to eat. They even had one of those surf machines, so it kind of had like this ramp, but it was water. And so you could actually get on a surfboard and kind of stay in place and surf. So, as you can expect, there were people falling down and busting their butts, wiping out all over the place. But it was cool. And so the beach was, like Destin.
I see that we're talking about Florida more than Hawaii.
Well, I figured maybe I would give you some food for thought as to what I did in Florida. Maybe that would get you to open up more about Hawaii, too. Anyway, I'll continue. The beaches there in Florida were in that area were really flat. Like in Panama City, Destin, you almost kind of have like these dune-like hills and stuff like that. But there it was all flat, super flat. And then you kind of go across the street and you've got the Intercoastal Waterway, and that's flat too. So it was nothing but flat, just everywhere. So what about Kona? I mean, I'm assuming it was probably a little bit flat and then it kind of goes up in the mountains maybe, or...
Like for the sand?
Well, just everything in general.
No, most of it was kind of bumpy, especially the roads. They were kind of bumpy and they're really twisty everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Conan got car sick a lot and he threw up about 4 times.
Oh, I only heard about the once. So he did it a bunch then.
Mm-hmm. Most of it was like right as we got to the place we were heading. So
So Grandma Mary's house, was it kind of up on a hill or?
she lives on a mountain really far away from the towns and stuff. It's like 2 hours to get to our hotel.
Mm-hmm.
So
So how hot was it at her place? Was the wind blow through or?
it was really hot. I think we only had maybe 1 or 2 days that were really windy. But that only lasted for about 3 hours and then the wind was just gone. I remember one time it was like 88 outside and Grandma Mary said, "Oh, it's a little chilly out here."
That's funny. I think we had sporadic rain. Every once in a while, you'd have some rain that would come in for 15, 20, maybe 30 minutes at the most, and then it'd be gone. It would kind of cool off for a little bit, but it stayed pretty hot. I'd say probably 85, maybe 90 some days, but yeah, it was. There wasn't much wind, which was kind of unfortunate because walking along the beach, I expect some wind, but they didn't have much at all.
The rain in Hawaii was really weird. As soon as we got outside and we got our luggage and stuff and we were heading to the car, it rained for about 3 minutes and then it stopped. And then it rained for another 5 minutes and then it stopped. And then I never saw any rain, but it was wet one time at the hotel on our balcony, so I'm guessing it rained that night, but
That's interesting. I've got some interesting pictures of, it's like overcast, sunny, rainy, sunny, overcast, all in the same day. We had a good time. The flights were just about as long as yours. Yours was like, your first flight was a direct flight, like 6.5 hours. So that's not bad for
it was
one
6
flight.
hours. Our second flight, though, it was horrible. We had to stop somewhere, and I was excited because it was Seattle Airport, and that airport is really nice. And I was hoping to get some Chick-fil-A since I haven't had that in like 3 years. But
I don't think they have Chick-fil-A in Seattle.
remember when we were back on our way to Alaska and they had a Chick-fil-A there? And it was the Seattle Airport.
Was it?
Yeah. They had a Chick-fil-A there. But guess what? We were on the only deck that had no food whatsoever. It had like a seafood place, 2 restaurants that were like bars, and one of them it was for 21 and up, so we couldn't even go there. Then we were about to get Starbucks because that was like the fourth restaurant, which was the only 4 they had on that deck, since we didn't have enough time to go to another one. And right as we were next in line, they closed. So we didn't get that. So we just went to one of those tiny stores, and Conan got some donuts and I got some yogurt.
Well, we were kind of miffed that so Chick-fil-A was in Minneapolis, and that was our first stop on the way home, and it was closed. And so it was Thursday. It was right around 5 o'clock. So that was weird because Chick-fil-A typically only closes on Sundays, so that was odd. A lot of the other places were closed, like Wendy's and whatnot.
COVID.
Yeah, but we did get Dunkin' Donuts. That was good. Donut holes and apple fritter. It's interesting that their apple fritter actually tasted like apple, like you could taste it. Where normally apple fritters are just kind of like, well, taste all the same, but you don't really get the apple.
Kind of like an apple pie. Unless it's a good apple pie, it doesn't really taste like an apple.
Yeah.
Just kind of like a mushy, kind of appley flavor.
Yeah, I agree. But I mean, overall, so kind of circling back to Hawaii in general. So we're going back next month.
Mm-hmm. We're going to Oahu.
Yep, the Big Island. I think. Is it? Where's Kona?
It's one of the main islands.
It's where Honolulu is.
Apparently, there's an actual island in Hawaii named Hawaii.
Oh. Yeah, I didn't know that either. But so we're actually going on a family vacation. So where my trip to Florida was 95% work, this is actually going to be our first vacation, like real getaway vacation, since COVID. So 2019, we went to Destin, and we day tripped, a few days here and there during COVID, mostly up to the park and some other stuff, but we never really did like a true vacation. We had family come up and visit us, and that was kind of a vacation of sorts, but not really like, our agenda, doing the things that we want to do, going to someplace other than our house. Kind of like our Destin trip. So this is going to be really, really cool. So we're in Honolulu for 5 nights. For some dumb reason, I don't know why I didn't make it a 7 night, but it is what it is. All direct flights, so 6.5 hours each one way, and then 6.5 hours to back home again. So it'd be really, really cool. Gonna be staying right on the beach in Waikiki. So pretty cool. So I'm excited about it. I'm assuming that you're excited to go to another part of Hawaii, right?
Kind of. Some of my excitement has been lowered by the times you said, we might be going somewhere, and I was really excited. And then maybe about a week later, you said, we're not going there.
Well, I can assure you the tickets and the reservations and everything have all been paid for, so.
I knew about the Kona trip too, but I wasn't really excited, so.
Well, you should be excited. We're definitely doing this. Not unless some weird COVID thing comes up for whatever reason, so.
Or if we actually get COVID, but.
Well, let's hope that doesn't happen. But overall, I mean, we've been super busy since we moved into our new house in July, and it seems like there's always been something going on. So this month, November, is pretty much a slow month.
It's Halloween, so it's still October.
Right, but I mean, let's not get too crazy about it. Cause
tomorrow in 2 months, 2020 will be 2 years ago.
Right. Well, in 6 hours, it'll be November, so we might as well just call it November. That's how I see it. So this month.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. November, we're not really kind of going anywhere, doing anything. We're going to do Thanksgiving here at our house, which will be super exciting because it will have all of the space that we really need, and then some to actually have a true Thanksgiving.
Big table.
Yeah. And then right after Thanksgiving is pretty much, a few days, and then we fly to Hawaii. So that's pretty cool. So,
and that means it's Hanukkah.
Right. And so we're hoping it's a short month, and, it's kind of like for us, it's like it's closest to Christmas in Hawaii as you could probably get. But yeah, so we got some cameras. We got a GoPro in the last several weeks. I took it to Florida with us. I used it just a little bit, but honestly, I was too busy doing business and networking and classes and whatnot to really use it too much. But we are. And yet
you still had time to get sunburned too.
Well, the interesting part about that is, and I'll tell you exactly how it worked. We were like, hey, let's go to the pool. So this was...
I've already been told the story.
Well, I'll tell it again because they haven't heard the story. So...
The story of how you have gotten sunburned.
It's actually a little bit more interesting than that. So Saturday night, Saturday, we got into Florida. That was Julie's birthday. So we went and had a nice dinner at the nice restaurant inside the Margaritaville, the JWB, which was really, really good. And so the next morning we got up early, and we went to the pool, and I had my GoPro, and we got in the water, and I put the camera underwater for a little bit and whatnot, and then somebody recognized me, and we started talking.
Wait, what?
Yeah. So another business person with the conference I
remember
was at.
that part of the story.
So anyway, we started talking. So we hung out in the pool and had a few things to drink, a couple of adult beverages or two, and
Wine.
talk
Or beer.
beer, talked business, and just kind of caught up and whatnot. And next thing you know, it's later on in the day, and then we kind of wander around a little bit and stuff. So yeah, I got sunburn. Yeah, so I'm peeling. Sophia's peeling still, I'm assuming.
No.
No? It's all gone?
Oh, wait, no. It started to peel again.
Yeah.
Okay. It's gone yesterday.
So anyway, I don't even know where we're at, but that's really kind of catching up with where we've been and what we're doing. So I think we'll probably have a few more episodes in us before we go to Hawaii.
Wasn't the last time we uploaded like a year ago?
No, actually, I've been doing a lot of podcasts without you guys.
Oh.
This is episode 7 of this season.
You filming one. Like,
Yeah.
not filming, recording.
Yeah. So I've been promising everybody that I'd have you back on, but you guys have been so busy or been in and out. And yeah, so this is kind of a catch-up kind of episode. So maybe next week we'll have Conan jump in and...
People actually asked to see me?
No.
Okay.
No, but
Wait, to hear me.
I had mentioned that, I would put you kids on the next episode.
Where's Conan then?
Anyway, I'm going to finish what I said for the third time because you asked. Basically, I said that I was going to put you guys on the podcast and for like the past 3 weeks or past 3 episodes, I think. And so something's come up. So
Most of it was just me doing chores.
no, like there's sometimes you weren't here or you were off doing something or, whenever I was doing it, it was, you just weren't here or were busy or whatever. So long and short of it is I made a promise and here it is. And so here you are. So there it is. Here it is. Here we are. There you go.
YouTube videos too.
Right. So we got cameras. We're going to be doing that. It's, as a parent, as a father, you do work, you do all these things all day long, and then sometimes it's hard to, be super creative and film things and edit them and, get it back out in content. So we're hoping that the GoPro camera will be some silly things that we can get recorded here and there that doesn't really amount to anything specifically like, hey, check out this awesome clip. It's more like, hey, this is just random stuff, here and there, out and about, in the car or running around outside or, in the snow or whatever, or Minecraft or whatever. So anyway, I think that's a wrap for this episode. This is almost 30 minutes of chitter chatter. I'd like to thank everybody who's listened to this. You're a fan of ours, and so we're a huge fan of you. So you keep listening. We'll keep making these type of recordings. And if there's anything that you guys want to hear, follow us on Facebook. Just look up You're Not My Father's Show. I think it's YNMF show on Facebook. And leave us a comment about the episode that you'd like to hear or maybe something that you'd like us to talk about or any one of our videos on our YouTube channel. So for the You're Not My Father show, we're signing off. Any last parting words, Sophia?
Bye.
Bye. Out of the words of kids.